Globe. Well, let's just dive right into the Globe thing really quickly.
They pay for this?
No.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Come on, bro.
I'm kidding.
A lot of people.
I'm kidding.
We talk about a lot of
You
stuff.
never know. We can get to know each other, but we'll go. Okay, let's
wanna
get into it.
No, because it's a very new thing, and it's interesting.
It's a very old thing.
Tell us, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's an old company.
Well, no, but
been
you
around.
being on Globe, yeah, Globe, it's a new thing. I've never heard of
Yeah.
it before. They're killing it though.
Um,
But you just got on. You got the shoe. You got the. You're traveling a lot for them now.
Yeah.
You're doing a bunch of shit, which is
Yeah.
exciting.
It's
I think
very
fucking
exciting.
dope.
I mean, I was gonna quit skating. That's basically what was gonna happen. I was gonna quit skating. I was gonna carry on doing former. I was handling a lot of the stuff in the back end and pretty much mostly everything. And then we got some new general managers that came in and relieved a lot of us of our daily
That's good.
duties, and that was very exhausting. But yeah, I was kind of at the point of just quitting skating and moving on into like the clothing industry,
Okay.
which is, I don't know. It was just new. It was the only thing that I had at that point in time. Like, I have other things that I could fall back on, but as far as what I was interested in and occupied with, that took up most of my time.
Got you.
And then, yeah, the Globe thing, I was talking to a few other brands at the time, and then, yeah, it just made so much sense to me. Like, I was able to look at it. The only reason that it made sense is because I have a brand
Yes.
that had to go through, you know, the first 5 years of not having money and funding to do cool shit, and then realizing what you could do with funding and flexibility. And we basically, I built out this deck, and they'll probably fuck me. They'll fuck me. They could fuck me if they want. Legally bound. But
right.
I built out this branding deck.
Okay.
That basically displayed how they should display themselves if they want to introduce Globe into skateboarding again. Because I felt that for the past 10, 15 years, I wasn't paying attention to it.
Sure.
And it wasn't for any reason. They had a really good team for a long time, and then something happened. And then as soon as that happened, we stopped looking at it.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Sure.
So you wanted them to kind of reinvent themselves in a certain way. That's amazing.
That was the only way to do it. For me to do it, that's the only way.
Right. Because you didn't want to just jump on board this
I
company.
didn't want to do that with anybody.
Right.
I was talking to every shoe brand. I was reaching out to everybody, and they were just like, we can't give you what you want. You already had a pro shoe. You deserve a pro shoe. We can't pay you what we think you should be paid, so you should go somewhere else. And it was kind of a weird feeling. I felt like, all right, so...
These doors.
Like you're too good.
It was like a weird
Yeah,
backhanded
yeah.
compliment.
Right,
like, can you
right.
just... Nothing? No.
Sorry,
We're not going to give you nothing.
Right. You should go elsewhere.
No, Vans was really sweet, and I loved everybody over there. They were supporting me for the last couple years, and then this came about, and yeah, I kind of looked around at brands, and if you look at, and this is a homework assignment for everybody listening here, and on wherever this is going,
Sure.
look at every single brand that's in skateboarding right now. Every shoe brand, look at their main Instagram account. Look at their main website. Try to find skateboarding. You will not find it.
Interesting.
So when I looked at Globe, I was like, all right, it still has this. They sell this stuff that, you know, maybe we won't fucking ever ride it or whatever, wear it. You know, it's a different demographic, but it's a big company.
Right.
It's a very big company, and it took a long time for them to become a, you know, multi-million-dollar company.
Sure.
So once I looked at that and saw all the cheesy shit that goes on behind the scenes that skateboarders don't look at, then I realized it was possible.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes
And I even did it yesterday because I was like, I want to make sure that if I do mention this today, that it still holds up. And I looked at every brand that's in like, I'm talking about shoe brands.
Sure.
Skateboards would be much harder. But yeah, it's very, very corny. It looks like Target. If you look at every single brand, and then people are going to come, that was my biggest fear, is that people would go to Globe and be like, oh, well, this looks like, I don't know, like an outdoor company, or this is a fucking longboard, or this is a thing. It's like, look at every brand, every shoe brand, every, like, you don't follow Adidas yoga or what, or fencing or whatever.
I do.
But you should.
Yeah.
Most people should. But
Adidas fencing,
I don't
wow.
fucking know. Like, that should exist, but we don't look at it.
100%.
It's something skateboarding.
Right.
It's a segment of the brand so that they could focus on that.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to create. And that already existed at every single brand that was not offering me anything. But this was a possibility to create that. And I feel like over the past 5 years, having a brand and other brands that we do Wheel Company as well, and seeing how the industry works and seeing the possibilities of just funding was a main thing. It's like, can you travel?
Right.
Can you afford good music? Can you have somebody filming 16? Can you have all these things that make a very well-rounded project and look that people can get behind?
It's important.
Yeah.
That's
for sure.
very fucking important.
Yeah.
I can imagine how hard that would be to do it without that. That's why nobody does,
Sure.
shoe companies. They do board companies, because you could go on Google and find a template and make a board brand in a week.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that. I looked it
Exactly.
up recently, and I was shocked. I was like, oh, no wonder these kids are fucking doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And destroying everything, but they don't.
I mean,
they don't-
speak. You know, it's
This is where we're at right
it's
now.
true.
It's
It's
just
true.
sad. It
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't realize what they're doing.
Right. Right.
Like, you're taking up real estate on that wall so that the shops can't focus on the cool brands that you were buying for so long.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And not
true,
even
yeah.
if it's that, it's just like, you don't fucking deserve it. You didn't earn it.
Right.
You guys, all of you, earned it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody that was a
Right.
pro skater, at least growing up, earned it.
Right. Now you
You
have
didn't
just
make it.
right. Now you have anybody just calling up a wood shop, getting boards made, and
Set
going
up
to
a
That
YouTube account.
accessibility
Set up to
is
the
so
YouTube-
scary.
It's crazy. We could create
Yeah.
a board brand right now.
But they do it on their
And go.
own. They do it on their own for the most part. I mean, do a lot of these like board shops pick up these new brands?
Especially if they're local and stuff, for
Maybe
sure.
I guess so.
For
The
sure.
local shop will get behind.
But
them,
that's
yeah.
how little brands start. I mean, look at Welcome, right? They
Yeah.
probably started off a certain, I don't know. I'm just
I
like,
don't look at them. I just heard that they do really well.
Right, right. But it is true, though. It is true. There's a lot of board brands out there. Because it used to be everything was funneled up into X amount of companies.
There was like 10 big brands
Yeah,
at one
that's,
point. That was it.
right?
Yeah.
Now the money's being dispersed all over the place,
Yeah.
which is hard for big companies like a Girl or Chocolate or Habitat or these companies,
I
Very
mean, they'll
hard
start
for
to
them.
see little dents, but if you have a really solid like distribution and the way that you do business, I mean, hopefully it wouldn't penetrate your shit that much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
But
you
I mean,
might-
I know that it's definitely affecting those that where their shit is not really where it needs to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all these heritage brands, it seems like Santa Cruz, for instance, and these they have got longevity for reasons.
You
know
see
what I
that shit at the airport.
It-
Once
yeah.
you see shit at the
Dude.
airport,
mean? I
you're
mean,
like,
they've evolved. They've evolved.
good job. You fucking did it. I don't care.
I've seen fucking beer with fucking Santa Cruz on it. I mean,
yeah.
they've
Yeah,
really
yeah.
gone the distance, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
Whoever
just
does their licensing, hit
Yeah.
them up.
Right.
9 Club.
Right. So
They sponsor the show.
This is yeah, they do. So these are the things that you were kind of looking at, and it's interesting because I've never actually took the time to go and look at like footwear companies' websites and Instagrams.
Nobody's
I just
gonna
see
do
it-
this shit.
I just see it in my feed, and I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, okay, cool. And a lot of the times, especially with Instagram, doesn't matter what brand it is, I'm just being sold a product to.
Yeah.
I'm not being like, engaged with. You know what I mean? I'm just seeing a picture of a shoe that they're trying to push on me,
Yeah.
or whatever product.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at it as like a marketing, like the taste level. What is the taste level? What's the temperature of the shit that's going on in the contemporary brands that are competing in skateboarding? And it's fucking cheesy. And I don't know if it's just because of my age or being in it for long enough to have perspective on it and see like it looked a certain way back then or it felt that way. It could still feel that way to kids, but
Sure.
and that's fine, and it should, but you should know that there's much larger audiences that are funding this whole thing.
Yeah.
And once you realize that and accept that, you're like, oh, there's so many possibilities. You don't have to be flow. Like, I'm fucking 30. I don't want to be flow. I'm good on that.
That's damn true, bro. Straight up.
I just don't want to be flow. Like, I have a house. I have dreams. I have video parts that are coming out. I work hard. I have companies, things that they're responsibilities. Like, I can't be flow.
Right.
Like, it looks cool to wear a certain shoe, but I can't afford that
Exactly.
as much as they can afford me, which is fucking fine. And that was to come to terms with that was really hard. It was kind of like, oh fuck, like, do I have any validity in skateboarding? Do these video parts affect people? And that's like a confronting thing. And I was like, I was battling that for the past couple of years because I was wearing somebody else's shoes, putting out video parts that I thought had, I don't know, legs.
Yes.
Right.
It's sexy.
They lasted
Yeah.
for maybe a day and a half, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know how long, but I liked what we were putting out at that time, and I was proud of it, and not getting really any feedback from that other than just the internet. And
Sure.
that's when I started to realize I was like, oh, these things that people are clicking on the phone, that doesn't feel good at all. That doesn't feel like anything. I don't feel anything from that. I want somebody to notice it, and then we could work on a project together, and then we could start designing
Right.
things and do all that stuff. And
Right.
it's like, I feel bad for a lot of like, and maybe this will resonate with some kids that are doing this shit, but it's like, if you're on flow and you're 25, you're going to be flow. Unless, I don't know.
Like if you've been there for a
that's
while.
the reality of it.
Yeah.
If you've been there for a while, you're 25, you're like, yeah.
The company is not looking. I mean, maybe I'm a fucking rare case where. What wasn't like Kenny? Didn't he turn pro at like 28 or something like that?
Kenny? No, he was pro
Yeah.
for a while. I mean, listen, it does happen. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
it
very
does.
rare. It's very
It's
rare.
rare. I mean, Kelly, you turned pro at a later age.
I turned pro at 30 years old.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't listen to anything I've said this whole episode.
But no,
so far.
but what you're saying though,
But I think you got a point, though.
you do have
Because
a,
we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're pro again.
Listen, we're
Yeah,
all
that's
doing
cool.
it.
Yeah, we did.
We're all doing it, baby.
This is only half a Modelo in.
But you do, I love it. I love it. But you do have a point, though. You know, you
sure.
do have a point. It's like if you listen, and we were talking about before, all the companies out there, right? So, but if you want to get on one of these, I think the bigger companies now are looking for the next best thing,
And they should
right?
be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
And they're like, well, this kid's been on flow. He's 25. Where's his skateboarding going to go? Has it elevated already? Is it going to be elevating? Like, what's
And how does it fit with our brand? Like, how
Yeah.
do we, if he's been there for 5 years and he's,
I couldn't think of a better situation for those brands. As you're just giving out these, whatever, a whole fucking town of shoes to wear these shoes for free, free marketing.
Yeah.
Don't have to do fucking anything. They sit there, and then the videos, and it's zoomed in, and it's really close to their feet, and they're like, that's exactly what we need. We don't even have to pay these people.
Right.
They're going to fucking wear this for free or buy it,
there you go.
that's a win-win for them.
Right.
That's to realize that you're like, oh, that's the fucking game. That's who's left in the industry because all the other shoe companies are out.
Totally.
Everybody's out.
It's true. It's true. So this was all coming upon the time where you were thinking about just hanging it up
Yeah.
when you were actively looking for a shoe sponsor.
Yeah.
Right.
So to go back to it, I did the pitch, actually presented it to him.
That's
sent them to
amazing,
their
by the
whole
way.
team.
Yeah,
That's
that's awesome.
amazing, by the way,
sure.
because a lot of people they won't take the time to do that.
Well, it's also like, yeah.
No, I think when you're proactive about it, it just shows that you care that much more, and
Right.
you're about to bring shit to the table.
There were a lot of people that did that, and I like even growing up, like Muska was pretty,
For sure.
a pretty big part of like, I don't know,
a brand's identity and
yeah, he
bringing-
did
shaping
he
a
did a
brand's
really
idea
good
to the
job of
forefront,
that,
for
yeah,
sure.
and people felt that, and he felt that they was close to a product and close to everything, and I felt like, and Deerdick did a fucking great job of that.
Well,
And
sure,
people
sure.
would say, whatever.
Yeah.
whatever opinions they have. But he wanted to learn something new. He wanted to take from what he had in skateboarding to what he could learn from the team internally and the design team and whatever it would take to make a business. That starts to become interesting.
Sure.
You
For sure.
did that
No,
with Diamond, and
1000%.
yeah. So I think that's kind of why I wouldn't have done that if I was fucking 20 or
Right.
There's
Sure.
no way.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah, it was well received. There were a few things they didn't agree on, but I was willing to get over that. And then the main thing was just having control over the travel, my shoe design, ad layouts, separate Instagram, separate website, redirecting people to this segment of the brand so that we could just focus on skateboarding over here. You could still carry on doing this other stuff,
Right,
which
yeah.
every single fucking brand does anyways. Feed them that, and we get this.
Got you.
And they agreed to that, and I don't know.
That's
I
fucking sick.
I couldn't say no to that. Where you're just like, you get to do exactly what you want.
Yeah, that's
Right.
amazing.
You get to go exactly where you want and film with this new crew of people and new friends. And we're trying to add some more people to the team, and to have a budget to do that is pretty exciting. And like,
That's extremely rare.
to tell a company to like, we're gonna bring down like your logo, everything. We're gonna switch up every single thing that you're used to make it exciting again. That's a scary thing. Like, I'd be fucking scared of that.
Right.
But this has been out for a week and a half, and we've already gotten a pretty good response
Yeah,
from
right.
a lot of
That's
core
awesome.
shops and a lot
For
of
sure.
people where I was like, fuck, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was so scared. I knew that like we were working hard, or I was working hard on the project and filming, but I don't know how far that goes. And at the end of the day, it's like, if you put out good footage with good music, I mean, whatever,
Straight
or
up.
music that works to the skating,
Yes,
whatever
yes.
it is,
Sure.
then that's enough. And then you could start to build from there.
Right.
At the end of the day, bro, you're a powerhouse in this fucking industry. You know what I mean? And I think it was in bad taste for those other brands to kind of miss out on the opportunity. I know that you had a lot on your list what your expectations were, but if they were legit enough for Globe to be like, you know what? Let's take a ride with this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So congrats on that, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely unexpected though.
Right.
Which I like. I mean, every time I've done those moves, like going to 3D or going to Huff, like Huff was just a conversation, just me and Huff, and he was like, I forgot what he was asking. He didn't think we were serious about riding for the brand. And I was like, what if Dylan and I get on the team? And then he was like, I'll call you back.
Then he made
Called
some
us
calls.
back, and then Wait,
Wait, how did
Amazing.
that happen? So were you and Dylan talking like, yo, we should ride
Dylan
for
was
Huff?
talking to he was talking to Adidas.
Oh.
I was talking to Converse for the third time.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then you guys came together and like, hey, let's just do Huff, or
Yeah, and it was kind of that same thing. It was like, oh, we get to travel together and go where we want and film with this new team, but also still doing the same thing
Yeah.
that we were doing, and then design the stuff that we want to wear. It's like it's not asking that much, but certain brands are like, no, we're going to this is what your shoe's gonna look like.
I mean, it's a skater too. That's kind of all we want.
Yeah,
For sure.
You know,
yeah.
it's the simple things: travel, shoe.
Just because the shoe is so like responsible for the skateboarder, you know what I mean? So you want to kind of have that your spin. You want to put your spin on it and have something that you're gonna be stoked to fucking rep. You know?
Yeah.
Not that you're not gonna be stoked to rep, another shoe that they created for you, but you know what I
Right.
mean. And when
Yeah,
you have that
yeah,
special
yeah.
touch coming from yourself, it's just like more gratifying.
Yeah, but that's how that happened.
Wow.
With Huff as well. So it's the same thing.
Just conversation. Hey, what about this? And then boom.
Yeah, real candid conversation.
Huh.
I was just talking to him, just telling him where I was at, and I wasn't thinking that Huff would ever like pay us or support or do anything that we would ever want to do. It was just a friend talking to another
Right.
friend.
Like it sounds like you were. I mean, you said you were talking to Converse for the third time.
And then the sirens that are going on
Oh, that's normal.
outside.
I don't even-
went off in his head, and then we did this thing, and we started this whole fucking brand.
Wow.
And it changed. No, it was cool. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that shifted Huff at that period of time too.
Sure.
I mean, they already had a great team, but it just people started looking at it differently.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
And I think when you do that, I was watching that Bourdain, the Roadrunner documentary. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Fuck,
Heard
it's
about it.
great. But he just said this one blurb at one point. He was just like, I want to be controversial.
Right.
I don't want to be liked all the time. And I already, like that's a good place to be.
Sure.
Is to go against that grain. I think that's people are so scared of that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And you see it so much
This
right
day
now.
and
There's
age
so
especially.
many kids where you're just like, you're so scared.
They want to be safe.
Right.
You're just you're just being safe. And there are a few people that are doing it, and they're doing a great job of it. But that shit never interests me,
Right.
and that's probably pretty clear. And a lot of people won't like wear shit that I wear or skate the way that I skate because they're like, I don't identify, or I don't fucking know what they do with it. Like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
But it's just never really. It's not stimulating.
Yeah.
I get you.
It'd be
I
so
get you.
fucking easy to go buy a fucking pair of pants from the thrift store right now, cut them off, and like slap a curb,
Yeah.
and that sounds great. Like that sounds really easy, but I'm not stimulated by that. It doesn't do anything for me.
Right.
Like,
right.
obviously love slapping curbs, but like to like dress the look and do the fucking thing of that thing, I'm just like, I can't fall into that. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people fall into that thing.
Right.
doubt.
And then you fall into like, you do that, then you become that, and then you're like, oh, well, all right, well, you're going to be shopping there forever. And that's the reality of things where you're like, that was the fucking 90s. And this shit's going on longer than the 90s. This whole thing is so weird.
Bro.
You guys lived it more than I was fucking born then. But like, I started skating so young that I was looking at it
For sure.
and doing my research, but it's so crazy.
I was about to go to the thrift store too for my slappies. Get
You
some
were.
pants. Yeah, I was.
You know where to go. Not near here anymore.
But that's amazing, and congrats.
What a
for
tangent.
I love tangents.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love that.
But to
3/4 in.
to find a home in Globe, and it's incredible, man. I love it.
Where is that like button? Right? Is it right here or right here?
Just a little scroll coming down the bottom.
It's
Subscribe.
over to it's on your
It's on my right?
left.
It's on
No,
my
on your left.
Hey,
Yeah.
hit
Right
that
there.
button right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, please.
The like button's kind of like in the middle there. It's like we're kind of.
Oh, it's like right here?
Kind of.
Like
yeah,
right
and the
there?
subscribe's like over to the left.
Like right over there. All right.